Hello, my name is Connor, and that's Zeus on the chair. Kyou no doge de wa AprilBlue no yura ni tsuite hanashitemasu. AprilBlue is a supergroup that is comprised of 5 members. The main vocalist and lyricist is named Haruki Funasoko. Aside from this band, she is a solo singer, and she has also produced and written music for the idol group Ponderosa May Bloom. Azusa Suga is on guitar and backing vocals. He is also the guitarist from For Tracy Hyde and is also a producer for Ponderosa May Bloom. He has also produced for the idol group Ray in the past as well. Another of the guitarists is named Kai Murakami, and he is from the bands called Inner Wall and I Saw You Yesterday. The bassist is named Yuki Muraoka and is from the band called ARAM. And finally, the drummer is named Junichiro Miyazawa, and he is from the band 17 Years Old and Berlin Wall. So I think you'll definitely like this band if you're a fan of other Japanese shoegaze bands, such as For Tracy Hyde, of course, the popular side of Kinoko Teikoku, maybe Plastic Girl in the Closet, and also the band Moon and June. I feel that AprilBlue's music really embodies the very upbeat and poppy sound of those bands, which of course is not very surprising at all, given that the guitarist Azusa Suga is also from Tracy Hyde, and I just absolutely love his work in that band. And because For Tracy Hyde broke up back in 2023, I'm very happy to see him still being active in the shoegaze scene in Japan. I would say that this album definitely features a fantastic shoegaze purist sound as far as the instrumentals go. I would say that the song Yoru Dake ga Shiteru really nails the sort of shoegaze sound instrumentally and in its post-production as well. And although For Tracy Hyde might be broken up, the song Kotonoha no Kuni totally nails their sound that I've sorely missed over these last few years. Overall, I feel like this album really leans into that sort of idol pop sound of shoegaze, more so than it does kind of the indie rock sound that you would expect from a more traditional shoegaze band. The song Matataki is a very sugary, sweet rock song that I would hope would chart very well on general Japanese music charts, though again, not very surprising given that Azusa has worked with that shoegaze idol band Ray like I mentioned earlier. Another song titled Daremo Kitsukanakute mo sounds very similar to an idol pop song by the band Claris, more so than it does a traditional shoegaze tune from a band like The Cure. And I think this is largely because of the way the backing vocals follow right behind the lead vocals too. I find that it really gives off this sound and feeling that a whole different group of women are singing in unison, despite there being only one female member of the band. And I find that there's even more of this on the song Tokeru Machi no Yume as well. Additionally, as the lead vocals go on, there are also female harmonies alternating in the left and right audio channels respectively as well, which kind of gives off more of that there is more than just one singer here despite there only being one singer. Another song that gave me this same kind of vibe was the one called Ao no Haru, which means Blue Spring, and to me it feels like another perfect combo of Claris pop vocals with The Cure's very energetic shoegaze guitar riffing. Pretty much throughout this entire album, I feel like you can hear the bassist extremely well, and I think this song is a fantastic example of how loud they let the bassist be. I'm so happy they did that because he sounds fantastic. And then the following song after this, which is called Amarikaze, has a very similar vibe, and I like it a lot for that exact same reason. All things said and done, I think my favorite song on the album is definitely that one I mentioned earlier called Kotonoha no Kuni. I love everything about it, and by that I mean everything, everything, everything. It is perfect in every way, so there's nothing really specific to kind of outline or mention here. I love every part of it. And for that reason, I'd like to go over the lyrics. So I have essentially what I would call the first 3 verses and then the chorus. However, the chorus changes throughout the song, so it's not the singular chorus. It is the main one that kind of develops over the course of the song. So let's get into it. The first verse is as follows. I don't need a promise. I didn't need to have gone out and met you at that time. We would have found each other someday, somewhere. The changing colors of the sky that made me obsessed with you, no matter day or night. It was definitely something that only belonged to the two of us. No matter how we continue on together, our footprints will become letters. Even if it all comes to an end one day, the time we spent together won't be overwritten in this country of words. Because I'll never forget us, I won't ever have to remember us either. I want to meet, and I can't meet, are things I'll never need to say. I'd totally come see you however many times. You can go back to sleep. You can go back to sleep. See, look, I had this like whole outfit planned and I can't even wear it in the video because I got sleepy over here. Oh no, he's awake. You want to say something? Got anything to say? You want to give you a review? Okay, all right. Okay, we're just going to keep talking about it, okay? All right, thank you. So yeah, I really like that verse. And then as you saw, I kind of had to leave a lot of things in brackets there, and that's because a lot of things are kind of up for interpretation or are sort of like statement dot dot dot, and then you have to like fill in the blank with what you think they want to express in that statement. So a lot of it is up for interpretation and inference, so that's kind of why that's there. So in some of my videos, I like to include Japanese grammar lessons, and I've got one for this one. I want to talk about the title of this song, which is Koto no Ha. Okay, so the title of this song is Koto no Ha no Kuni. Koto no Ha is the archaic version of the modern day word called kotoba, and kotoba just means word. So I think that the fact that they are using this very old version of it is very significant to the song. From what I was able to research, this older version of the word was mostly used in the eastern part of Japan, and it's also commonly associated with the words for poems and for rumors. So for that reason, I think the explicit use of an archaic form of the word word really infers that this country of words is very old, however, it still exists in some form today, much like the romance described in this song being sort of everlasting and also outside of time. And so I think that this is just such a sweet song and is just another example of how fantastic of a lyricist Haruki is. Maybe I'll sit down for this next part because it's hard to do everything, especially with the hat. So I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. I originally wanted to rate it an 8. However, I think these sort of poppy idol elements and influences make this album really stand out from other Japanese shoegaze albums that I've been listening to as of late. As always, I love bands when they make exceptional music, but no matter what, I will always applaud those who try something new and different. So I think for this album to have gotten a 10, I think it just needed more 10 out of 10 songs. While I do think lots of the songs are earworms, they're not all at that perfect level of like 10 out of 10 for me. I think my favorite tracks are probably Orange, Ao no Haru, and of course, Koto no Ha no Kuni. I actually originally listened to this album on a plane with headphones, and honestly, it did not hit for me at all. That was totally the wrong environment, and I was just not in the mood for it as much as I thought I would be. But upon subsequent re-listens away from that environment, I have to say that this album really does sound amazing. Going back to my earlier point, I think one of the songs that never really hit for me was the one called Kureru Hana, which means darkening flower. I feel like it's one of the weaker songs, but it's still one that I do still really like. Just not 10 out of 10 for me. Maybe it's a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 on a good day, but it's just not at that level. So ultimately, I think this album is a fantastic culmination of sounds and styles from each band that the members represent, and I'd love to see more from them soon. I believe they have been together for 6 years, and this is only their second album, so hopefully they get to work a little bit faster. I'd like that a lot. And again, with Ford Tracy Hyde being out of the picture, hopefully Azusa has more time, though he seems to be extremely busy with all kinds of projects, which I love, so I get to hear more from him. And as a fan of some of the other bands too, I am happy that they're all still working on music separately. I'd like to thank my co-host in the back there, my very sleepy co-host. He's been fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed him in this video, though he did not do all that much. I really think you should give this album a listen if you like indie pop, indie rock, shoegaze, maybe even idol music like I've kind of been alluding to. I think you should check it out. It's got a lot to offer, and I think it all sounds fantastic. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.